Good morning. I've been thinking and reflecting lately on a passage from Genesis at the very beginning, right after Adam and Eve fall, right after they sin, right, where they reach out, they take the fruit, they do what they're not supposed to do, and God appears, right? And they're hiding. He's like, "Where are you?" He knows where they are, right? But he's like, "Where are you?" He gives them the chance to say, they're like, "Oh, we're hiding," and he's like, "Oh, okay, so you ate from the tree." He knows. But when he says, "Oh, so you ate from the tree," what's the first thing that Adam says? Adam says, rather than saying, like, "Yes, I did. I'm sorry, and God help me," right? That's not what he asks. That's not what he says. Adam says, that woman that you put in the garden with me, she handed this to me. She made me do it. He casts blame. He points the finger. So then God turns to Eve and is all like, "Eve, what happened?" She's all like, "The serpent came in and the serpent tricked me." What is she doing? Pointing. She's casting blame. She's pointing fingers, right? Both of them were at a point where, like, they've been wounded, right? Like, they've been wounded. They have been hurt. They have been attacked. And rather than saying, "Hey, God, I'm glad you're here. I'm wounded. I'm hurting," they try to cast the blame, right? When we're hurt, all that blame does is it doesn't help anything. It just shifts stuff around, right? To use like the common like idea of like kids playing, throwing a football around in the house, and they hit the lamp and it falls and it shatters, and the parents are like, "Well, what happened?" Right? And they're like, well, so this happened, or, "Oh, he did it, or she did it, or oh, it just kind of slipped." When you make excuses and you find blame, all that does is it essentially says, "Oh, look at all these pieces on the floor. Huh. You know what? I'm being asked about it. Why don't I just make these excuses? Why don't I just point the finger, point the blame?" All that happens is essentially you're just like moving all those pieces around and like, "Oh, yep, here it is." If you're moving the pieces around, that doesn't actually seek to heal it, right? That won't actually find the solution to what happened, right? Jesus, nobody can blame Jesus for doing anything wrong because he's perfect, right? And he's perfect in his love. And Jesus, he came down from heaven to earth. Why? To fix the broken pieces. And he knew that fixing the broken, he didn't just shift it around like gently. No, he grabbed onto those pieces to the point that he was able to bleed, and to the point that they cut him. He didn't say, "You take care of this, you handle it yourself." He didn't point fingers, right? Rather than pointing finger out this way, he pointed it here, and he said, "Right here, this is me. I'm going to be the solution." That's what he did. So my encouragement today is, with anything in your life right now that you're looking at, that you're trying to find an excuse for, that you're trying to find blame for, that you're trying to do whatever you can to not have to say, "Let me look inside. Let me point the finger my way and say, how can I bring about healing?" Not to say, "How am I at fault?" But to say, "How can I bring healing into my life? How can I welcome God's healing into my life? How can I look at myself? How can I look in the mirror and say, okay, no matter what happened, no matter who's at fault, no matter how it happened, how can I be a part of the solution?" Right? And I guess that's maybe what I'd say. When we're looking for blame and we're making excuses, all that we're doing is we're looking at the past and saying, what happened there, whatever. If we're doing that and our focus is on that, our focus isn't going to be on what's the solution and how can I bring healing. How can I ask the Lord to come? The Lord wants to come to you. He wants to. He does. He comes from heaven to earth to love us. He wants to come down. But in order to do that, we have to be willing to not, when he comes, be like, "Oh, hi, Jesus, look at that. Look, nope, look, I know there's brokenness here, but like, that's where it came from." To instead just say, "Jesus, well, I'm glad you're coming. Yeah, I'm wounded. I'm hurting. And Jesus, I want for you to come, and I want for you to heal me. Jesus, what do I need to do to be healed?" Ask Jesus what I need to do to be healed, rather than, "Jesus, what do I have to do to not feel guilty about this anymore?" If there's something you've done wrong, confess it. Go to the confessional and say, "Yeah, I did this." Don't like say, "Oh, I did this, and here's the reasons why I did this, and I seek healing. And Lord, I need your mercy." Let him point his mercy at you as you point to yourself, saying, "Yeah, I need healing." Admit it, and let the Lord pick you up and move forward with him one day at a time, one step at a time. Have an amazing day. Let God heal you. Let God love you. God bless you.